welcome back to the Super Tuesday recap, and this is really going to be a Super Tuesday recap, because we are
You're not going to use my title?
Huh?
You're not going to use my title?
See, I forgot your title, so I was hoping that you would go ahead and say what the title was. I'm not going to lie, it's been a long day.
Welcome to the Supersized, Super Tuesday, Supergirl Flash recap.
Yeah, okay. This is also why when there's that Flash Supergirl musical episode, I will not be on there, and this will be run by Shanna the Doctor and Dpalm, and I'll just be grumpily sitting in the background like
we don't want your bitter ass.
Yeah, so that's what's going to happen.
Let the joy just fall over.
Why you hate joy, Kriss?
I'm working on a tap dance routine.
Let's ride.
See, I'm not going that far, but I'm here to enjoy it.
Call me Oliver Queen.
No, we're not gonna call you Oliver Queen because he need to lay off the Botox on that forehead so he can,
Okay, we are also not gonna shade my boo Oliver Queen. Oliver Jonas Queen. We will not do that.
I will shade Stephen Amell every chance I get.
You guys, this is why we don't invite you on the show very often. No, I'm kidding. All right, so what we're gonna do for this one, we're gonna start with Supergirl first. And I'm actually going to let Shannon the Doctor kind of lead with this because that's the show you guys review. Me and Dpalm, we're just here for the ride. No, I'm just here. I'm not going to lie. I was back, so I think I was only on episode 4. So I've been to the last 4 episodes, like kind of in a row to get to 8. Okay. And I'll just say I'm very happy this show moved to CW.
Didn't the CW save this show's entire life? I will say it probably every week.
If CW got Gotham,
Kriss claims he's taking the back seat. I'm happy y'all are here so I can finally talk about this show.
Yay! I've been wondering. I was like, I hope Dpalm's enjoying this because I am happy.
Man, look, like, I still haven't seen season 1.
You don't need to.
Kriss said, don't worry about it. Just jump in right now. I'm so happy I'm here.
So good. It's so good.
If one of y'all can't ever make it, call me. I will step in.
Listen.
Hey, I almost didn't make it today.
Listen.
I'm ready.
CW is so good, and this is going to be a bold statement I'm about to say here, and you guys should know, if I'm about to say what I'm about to say, that I trust CW. If they announced that Gotham was going to CW, I'd watch again.
Oh, I would.
Me too.
See, all y'all some...
Come on, Dpalm. Come on, Dpalm. Are you telling me you telling me that if CW all of a sudden goes, hey, we're bringing Gotham to CW now, we're gonna do it right, we're gonna make Gotham great again? You telling me you wouldn't put that red cap on?
You're damn right I wouldn't. Look, man. What are you talking about? Have you okay, Kriss? I'm gonna be honest. I've seen 0 seconds of Gotham ever.
Mm-hmm.
I just read the synopsis and like I occasionally I'll be like, what is the plot of this one? And they'd be like, Jerome back from the dead is maybe the Joker. I don't know. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? And I close the window. It gets dumber every time I peek in on it.
Yeah, until CW
gets it. You can't save that at CW.
I have not looked since I stopped watching. Like, I don't read the synopsis.
I do.
Look at the promos.
It's like reading a fever dream. It's amazing.
Listen. All they gotta do is say Barry Allen went back in time, and I'm in, yo. They can fix that show. I believe in CW. All right.
By canceling it,
they'd have to do a hard reboot.
It has to be a different show with the same title.
I'm with Dpalm. You ain't got to hit me but once.
Right? Shit. He never hit me once. I saw the words Gotham, Fox, and Child Bruce Wayne. I was like, no, and thank you.
But, okay, we're not even going to get into this because I could go on for days about how that first season was good, and then they ruined it. So we're not going to do it. We all know this.
No,
anyway,
the first 13 episodes.
This is what Stockholm Syndrome looks like. I've never seen it up close.
Anyway, moving on to Supergirl. I know, well, I haven't even really been paying attention to the reactions because, number one, I've been busy as hell, and number two, I was trying to save everything for this. I know some people were kind of felt like, they got hit with the old okie doke.
Because I did.
Because the crossover part was at the very end, and then they repeated the crossover part during Flash. They wasn't right for that. But I think it's really smart, like, from a business standpoint, like, of course you're going to market it as a 4-way crossover, and of course you're going to use this to introduce people who maybe aren't watching Supergirl or don't know what it's like since it's been on the CW. You're going to use this as an opportunity to introduce them, so you're going to put as much Supergirl into Supergirl as possible.
Yeah,
I was mad.
Me either. I thought I've been consistently enjoying the show. I think Dpalm probably hit on something, and we'll see what happens with Legends of Tomorrow. Sorry about that. But I think there was probably an additional piece that was seeded in Supergirl that we're going to see tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, people are going to be mad because people love to hate. The people who love Supergirl, the show, love Supergirl, the show. And then there are people who are just like, oh, I hate it. It's terrible. I'm like, okay. And they trick me. I'm like, oh, your fault.
They're never gonna like it.
Yeah,
no, they're not, and that's fine. My thing is, so many people are writing recaps. You could have listened to that recap and been fine. Come on now.
Wait, who hates this show?
Oh God, we're not gonna.
We are lone voices in a sea of hate in a specific group that we are in, and we love the group. But we are one of maybe 4 or 5 people in a group of hundreds of people who like this show.
Sorry, I get it from the first season. I can understand, but even then, man, I watched most of that first season. I didn't hate it. I thought there were things that were missing, but the second season was awesome.
I don't know what group you're talking about. None of those people should be allowed to vote. If we're taking away citizenship, let's start with them. I'm not laughing because I'm not joking.
No, you're not. That's why it's hilarious.
No, so here's the thing. I get the issues with Supergirl in the terms of like a lot of people don't like Supergirl. They think like she's very naive and she's very childish and all that kind of stuff. And, she's a grown woman who sometimes acts like a teenage girl. And I get that. But the thing is about this show, the best part about Supergirl is not necessarily Supergirl. Yeah. I love the stuff that is happening with the other characters, and I think they're doing an awesome job of building up the rest of their cast.
And I'm going to take it here. That was my biggest issue reviewing it last season. And this season, even though she's throwing in a little bit of that schism, but we are in Trump's America, I'm seeing her grow and mature, and I'm appreciating it. Because I'm like, okay, you don't have to have it all together, but I see you moving. We can do this. Let's do this.
Yeah,
I think that might be.
And I was very proud of our little girl this week.
I think that might be the move to CW, because CW does it with all their shows. Like if you watch all their shows, and even especially this season, like I think all of them have really done this. They've done a really great job of building up. You have your main characters, but they've done a really good job of building up everybody around them. And that's one thing that I think Supergirl was kind of missing last season. They built some stuff, but it was kind of inconsistent. But this season, they're really doing that, and so like you said, it's great. Everybody gets their own time to shine, and they're interesting. So
you gotta love a show that is willing to say, "Hey, guess what? The Kryptonians ain't shit. Kryptonians ain't been shit. They ain't never been shit. Will never be shit, because they are on some like Nazi Germany extermination type stuff."
Well,
that's what we find out.
That's not what I found out. I don't know which episodes you watched. You watched the Nazi. You watched the Red
Kryptonite one.
Man, jeez. What I read was that they had been invaded by Dominators before. This is a planet that had been under siege, so they developed something to protect themselves.
They made a thing that would kill every alien life form except them.
Because they've been invaded before.
They didn't kill Dominators. They killed everybody.
They didn't exactly, because they've been invaded. If you've been invaded, you build walls.
Okay, no? Donald Trump.
I didn't say. Well, hold on. Yes. You know what? Let's equate actual aliens and legal aliens. This should go pretty far. No, like this is like. They weren't going out and attacking other planets. It was self-defense. It was their ultimate alarm system. If we like Batman for being prepared, we have to like this.
Batman wasn't let's put up a deadly cloud around. Okay, So Project
And
MacGuffin.
would make a cloud if he could.
Will you stop calling it Project MacGuffin?
Project MacGuffin turned out to be kill all the aliens. That's Project MacGuffin. All the aliens are dead. And it starts out with Hank Henshaw. Hank Henshaw played by the awesome David Harewood, who is doing double duty. And he like drops this bomb in the middle of my favorite place, the Alien Bar, and basically just almost takes out everybody, including Mon-El, who gorgeous.
Once again,
Mon-El.
but this is it's not a low, but I'm like, come on, Mon-El, how many times you gonna fall for this, thinking this is John? You know John ain't gonna be in the Alien Bar hoodied up. You knew that had to be the real Hank Henshaw.
To be fair, he is a white alien, and all black people look the same.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
By the way, we also find out that John's wife's name is Myra. They all black. Martians are black.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's spelled
Anya
spelled M''YARI ''AH. Yeah, all them apostrophes. That's a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say that him not pronouncing it Mariah, from someone who's read comics for years, like she'll always be Mariah in my head. I'm sorry, John just can't pronounce his wife's name.
That man is wrong. The woman
He's
you
wrong.
knew all your life and you had kids with, you're doing it wrong, sir. You're doing it wrong.
All the way wrong. That's Mariah. It's always been Mariah. It won't be Mariah.
So ridiculous.
Oh, you skipped something. Man.
What did I skip?
You skipped the worst part of that episode.
Just to be honest, all of my notes are like exclamation points about random things.
Okay. Well, let's just get the nastiness out of the way. That dry ass, seasonless, not buttered, not seasoned turkey that looked great when they started to cook it. You know it was frostbitten.
Listen, they're white. Come on.
After
Okay,
all that
my
mozzarella
note.
fluff shit. No.
Okay, my note
No.
was cranberry relish. How mighty white of you.
No,
Like-
I'm talking about that dry ass turkey.
No. With cranberry
seasoning.
relish. Cranberry relish, you know that was disgusting. I don't. Glazed carrots, really? That's the thing you're excited for Thanksgiving dinner?
Cooked by space radiation. She's killing everybody.
Oh, okay.
I'm just sad for Jimmy. He's hanging around too many white people.
Really? And this is the thing that only happens on TV shows. Whenever there's Thanksgiving on a TV show, somebody's like, let's go around and say what we're thankful for. And everybody acts like that's a brand new idea on Thankgiving. Oh, that's so cool. That's your tradition? You guys do that? Oh, it's not like it's Thanksgiving. Of course, you go around and say what you're thankful for. This is not exciting new tradition.
See, for me, it was nice because it was like, oh, no one actually does this. So we're gonna do it. So we're going to do it now because we've all seen it all. For me, it was like an immersion point. I was like, oh, I too would be surprised if someone suggested this shit.
I've spent a lot of
it.
Thanksgivings with white people. They do.
Well, you know what? And that's why I want to say, I think Jimmy ate before he got there. Jimmy would not have been that happy to be there if that was the only meal he was getting.
Yo, Jimmy got
Jimmy left with a plate, baby.
Jimmy got plates in the car.
Jimmy ate, took a plate. He's like, nah, my friend Kara doing a thing too, so I'm gonna pop over there for a second.
No, did she got greens? Nah, bro. You don't want to go. You don't want to come to this
He's not that
one.
kind of friend.
Yeah, he's not that kind of. That's when you know it wasn't gonna really work out.
I was gonna say the only other low, if I see one more hipster start to remake a song, I'm gonna smash their guitar upside their head. What was that trash Santana Smooth remake in the bar? What was that trash hipster bullshit?
The Alien Bar is my favorite place on Supergirl, but it is not where I would go to party because they are always playing some Muzak version of a popular song.
In my head, that's always the Alien version. It's like an Alien cover. I'm like, oh, this shit's from Saturn, son. You hear that shit?
Why wasn't Hank at Thanksgiving dinner? I felt like he was the Franklin of the group. Like they
Because
don't want him.
Hank, no, they don't got no fucking greens, and they don't season that goddamn turkey. Hank ain't stupid.
Yeah, John just had time for one meal.
Like you said, we just talk about how black Hank is, man. Come on, man.
True.
They invited him.
No, the DEO needs me right now, so I'm not going to be able to.
I got a thing.
Mm-hmm.
We got to track Cadmus. No,
Right.
but in all seriousness, I honestly thought the end story explanation is because that white Martian kind of genetic takeover is so unpredictable. I think he was maybe scared to show up and have that happen in front of everybody because the only person. Yeah, I'm thinking that's why he kind of dipped and didn't want to show up. But
look at you applying logic to this show. Good job.
I had fun, damn it.
So let's talk about Lena and her mama. Her mama is a hater.
But I appreciate her petty.
Well, it was messed up because she was like she said something about like when she walked in, you never really considered me part of the family, and Mom didn't disagree. Mom didn't immediately say that's not true. She just kind of looked at her like,
and
yeah.
You are adopted.
Not only that, but then she didn't drink the wine. She poured the wine, sniffed it, and was like, "This ain't bad. This ain't even good wine." So of course you ain't a fucking Luther. Like, yeah, no.
Like this, this was just done in 2014. What am I gonna do with this? No.
Yeah. So Mama Luther and Project MacGuffin, they decide that they're gonna release this alien toxin, and they need some isotope that only Luther Core has. So at first she sends Hank Henshaw to steal it, and he ends up taking out Maggie. I literally go, "Ooh, Maggie, no!" That was how.
Wait a minute.
It's so fake.
But you know what? For a minute, I'm like, are they just to bite off of Marvel and take Maggie's arm? Because did you notice the wound was all blue? And I'm like, does she already have a bionic arm? Is that her secret? So I don't know.
Maggie wishes. But then we got that super cute scene of Alex patching her up.
I was like, kiss her, you fool.
They're so in love with each other. It's so cute.
You know what?
A lot of people shooting shots this episode.
Because you're not gonna get me to cheer up for the musical episode. I will say, I really love the Maggie and Alex stuff.
Aren't they adorable?
They're adorable.
So good. And they're handling it so well with Alex coming out as well.
Yeah, I love the way she came up with her mom.
Her mom's like, "Oh damn, I knew that girl. Tell me something I don't know." Mamas be knowing.
Yeah, I thought that was great. Although I'm not gonna lie. At some point, I do want a show that's not progressive, and the mom's not progressive on there. And the mom goes, oh, "You're what? No, I will not have any of this." And then never I need a show like that because that's real. Like we can't keep having these. I'm happy it's not this show, but we need a show that actually keeps it real, where the mother is just problematic as fuck, and it's a Trump voter. We need that.
You really do hate Joy.
I do.
We have enough Trump folks on this show.
Fictional happiness?
No, we can have fictional happiness, but every now and then you need to snatch it away. I'm just saying.
So, damn.
We already have
we got that.
The shows, they're Kryptonians.
Kriss will be spending his time away from the podcast taking presents from orphanages.
They don't need them fucking toys. Where are they going? Just saying.
Damn, Kriss. Christ almighty.
Somebody has to be the Grinch, okay?
Do they? Is that a rule?
Somebody has to be the villain. Can't have years without villains.
I think they did a really good job also of juxtapose Alex and her mom and that acceptance with Lena and her mom.
Yes.
Because you see Lena struggling so hard to be accepted by her mom to the point where I almost did believe that she had turned heel.
Well, that was the one part. It's not a low. I didn't like how she was like, "Oh, you're just like your brother." I was like, "What? I mean, your cousin." I'm like, "Wait, where's this coming from? Your mama don't even go here. She don't like you. Why are you getting mad because this woman is pointing out that your mama might not be ain't shit?"
Well, was it real though?
Yeah, I think it was.
Well, you're right. You know what? That scene, yeah, it was. But
not at the wharf, but in the office when Supergirl shows up to confront her about it.
Oh,
that was real.
Yeah. Well, I can believe that because I think she wants to be accepted by her mom. She doesn't want to believe that because she didn't think her mom. She still wants that acceptance. So I can get it's like the Cisco stuff in The Flash. She's lashing out. Like, it was wrong of her, but definitely her lashing out at the person who's there. And unlike Barry, who kind of did have it coming, Supergirl just happened to be the wrong person, wrong time, you know? She's a symbol that represents everything that her mom and her brother hate. And that's just what it is. So
also, you can talk about your mama, but other people can't talk about your mama. That's always.
I really enjoyed how
Yeah.
I really enjoyed how all the familial relationships are kind of played against each other, be it Alex and Eliza or Supergirl finding out about her parents. Like it was one getting acceptance, one demanding acceptance, and one struggling to accept that her parents had feet of clay. And it was I like that, you know. I don't think she came to pieces. I think it's going to be a long simmering thing with her, but I think it's good. And there's something that this show has done in this second season that I've just fallen in love with is the ability to slow play a story. Like we just touched on it earlier, but for most shows, they wouldn't necessarily have the evil mother insulting the child, Kriss, but you would have on a very special Supergirl and make the entire episode about her coming out and about this moment where she says it. Now the way they've done it is they don't promo it really. They just let it be one of the many defining characters of the show. And it's not like there's no soft piano music and like people are like, this is what a lesbian is. It's just like it's handled.
See, when a girl loves a girl,
you're right.
When a girl loves a girl,
but it's handled with such delicacy. And by delicacy, I don't mean like they don't treat it like it's different. They treat it like any other relationship that evolved on this show.
Yeah.
And
the thing is,
particularly handled her struggle with someone coming out later in life.
Yeah.
I like also that like the pacing is still very fast. Like all of these like adventures, we have so much stuff packed into every single episode, but it still is developing over time. Like I don't feel like anything is just like introduced and finished in one episode. It doesn't
rush through and handle poorly.
Well,
exactly.
I'll say two things. One, in terms of the pacing and stuff like that, I love the fact that again I haven't seen Arrow yet, haven't seen Legend of Tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure after seeing the first 2 episodes of this 4-episode crossover, I love the fact that each of these episodes so far have dealt with that show. Like they don't take you completely out of what that show has been doing for its own storyline. And it plays off of that stuff. That's something that they learned from last year's crossover where they did Legend of Tomorrow, where everybody kind of stopped to kind of feed into Legend of Tomorrow. That's not what this crossover is. Like, this episode deals with a lot of... It was barely a crossover because Barry and them don't show up until the end. They have the little portals coming thin there. And I love the fact that they didn't have Barry come out and really be a part of this episode. Because they focus on it being basically the story you've been having for, what's it, episode 8? So it's like the 7 episodes before of Supergirl. With The Flash, it's basically, you have all these teams coming together, but the big thing in there is the theme of Barry's really the villain here going on in that episode. So I love that they did that and that it doesn't take away from that, and they're doing that with the pacing. The other thing I want to bring up, and maybe it's just me again, maybe it's just me being the evil, untrustworthy guy and hating Joy. Does anybody else kind of feel like Lena turning on her mother there, which is another ploy to get her to... Supergirl to trust her? I don't trust her.
I trust her. I think if Lena turns, it's going to be because Supergirl makes her an enemy.
There's going to be I agree. There's going to be a catalyst. I genuinely feel Lena's trying to distance herself, especially given how she feels she was treated growing up in that family. And I feel like she's trying to create a legacy for herself to show that I may be adopted. Y'all may not have wanted me, but I'm going to exceed your expectations. There's going to be a catalyst.
Okay. I just want to know if I have to be Emperor Palpatine sitting in the corner going, good.
No.
Let the hate consume you.
I think it's a fair assumption to make. And I think when they first introduced her, I thought that. But by the end of that first episode, I'm like, oh, no, she just wants to do good things. So
they're going to...
But she was raised by evil people, so those good things are going to look kind of wacky.
Also, that makes the fall's going to be even more... joyous for me. Okay, good. I want to know
because you're going to see her struggle to do good and fail.
Yeah, and I'm going to consume that like the Emperor does in Star Wars. So yeah, no, I want to know just how evil I'm going to get here and how much joy I'm going to get from this evil fall and evil turn she's going to get. So okay, cool. No, I'm in.
So we gotta talk about Monel and this kiss.
Sorry.
First of all, I hate how they say doing my man Jimmy. He was about to get up there. He's about to tell his truth, stand in his truth, live his life, and come clean to Kara.
Listen here, not Captain America. Mr. Not Captain America, no. Sit your black ass down. Although I will say, I really do. I will say that they miss a huge opportunity to have Jimmy and Diggle in the same show. I need that to happen. With the struggle helmets, I'm just saying I need, a struggle helmet's got to stick together. I'm just saying.
You know what I don't like about the helmets? Can I just put this out there? You gave people with no powers no peripheral vision. Those helmets are problematic as hell.
Well, Diggle's new
bulletproof glass so that it's all the way around. It's gonna look ugly, but at least let them be able to see to the left and the right so they can check their corners. What the hell are these helmets for?
Diggle's new helmet is better. Diggle's new helmet is better, but that's why I need him to meet Jimmy, so Jimmy can go, "Who did your helmet? Who did the new helmet? I need to get the upgrades for that shit." So anyway,
oh my god,
I'm sorry,
but yeah, he was having his whole moment. Although I really enjoy how ridiculously drunk Alex was.
That girl stays drunk. And did you peep the bourbon in the freezer?
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
Yes.
So she's definitely an alcoholic, right? Is she an alcoholic? Because I peeped the. I peeped that.
Yes, she is.
She's a planner.
She's got to be. No, dude.
She took her beer and put it in the freezer. And she went in the freezer and saw that there was bourbon. She grabbed the bourbon instead of the beer.
Listen,
Alex,
it's not even
not at work. Alex got some drinks in her.
And it's Alex, not even her apartment.
Wait a second. It's not interfering with her job.
Yet.
No, I'm not saying it is. I'm saying when she's not at work, she got some liquor in her system.
So she's just trying to make her an alcoholic.
So she's a functional alcoholic? Come on.
She don't go to the meetings. She's just a drunk.
She's not drunk. She's not drinking.
God.
She's not drunk. She's drinking.
I can't. This is ridiculous.
What?
You
she had to come out to her mom. She needed some liquid courage.
You bunch of enablers.
No, I'm sorry. Did you not drink on Thanksgiving?
I didn't have a bottle in the freezer. I didn't have a bottle in the freezer of a house that I don't even live in. She don't even live there.
That's poor planning on your part.
You don't even live. Like how?
That sounds like jealousy, Kriss.
Because we know it ain't Kara's. So who put the bottle of bourbon in the freezer when she don't even live there? Like, you're storing bottles at other people's places?
No. They live together. They're roommates.
True
they
story.
Are? Okay.
No, they don't.
True story.
No, I didn't think they did. Because when at the end of the episode, I thought that Maggie shows back.
Right, they don't.
See, I'm telling you.
True story. My buddy's uncles, for holidays, hide bottles of Crown around his parents' house because they know they're going to visit. Like earlier in the year, they just hide bottles of Crown.
Wow,
that's ridiculous.
Wow.
So Jimmy didn't get to tell his truth, and then we didn't see him for the rest of the episode while Monel's old dying behind was macking on Kara.
And can I just say, this may be where the Supergirl podcast ends and falls apart. That was a hell of a lot better kiss than the one between Jimmy and Kara.
No, you are.
I told you they look like two grandmas and grandpas kissing.
You are a black ass lie.
That was a moonlighting kiss, just like when David and Maddie kissed and everybody was like womp womp. That was a Jimmy and Kara kiss. This one was a lot hotter. Just saying. Fight me.
First of all, Kriss Wood is hot, so anything he does is hot. Well, second of
What
all,
says Makad? Makad is hot.
I wasn't here for it.
He was just sucking her chin. And I don't want to see you sucking her chin. What the hell? Her mouth's a little bit higher.
I wasn't here for it, but yay for Melissa because she gets to make out with him. So good on her. That's all I got. But then he lied about it, and then we find out
he was embarrassed.
Some other aliens talking about we gonna search the whole universe until we find Monel. And I was like, so not only are you a liar, but turns out you the whole one behind all this whatever's going on.
Well, no, we learned last week that he was lying because he was about to tell her when they were captured by Cadmus and got interrupted by Jeremiah. Like, Daddy! They got,
exactly.
Interrupted by Jeremiah.
Exactly. So I'm saying Monel is on some sneaky stuff. Still love Kriss Wood. He can do no wrong. But my nails on some sneaky stuff. So no, I'm not here for it.
Oh wait, excuse me, Mr. Guardian running around the city, not kneecapping, but Mr. Vigilante keeping a secret.
He was gonna tell the truth.
How many weeks has he been lying, honey? He been lying.
He was proving himself out in the world.
Stop. Excuses.
Whatever. Anyway.
Mr. Not Captain America.
Thank you. It's a problematic struggle helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Leave Guardian alone. He's just trying to get on Arrow. That's all he's trying to do.
No, let me stop.
I will say I love the fact that the CW keeps telling. They're basically doing that thing that what Tiny Lister did in fucking Dark Knight, where he's going up to the dude and is like, "Give it to me. Just tell him I took it from you." That's what CW's doing to the WB's movie studio with Batman. Cause they keep dropping Batman hints, and I know they're telling Deep, "Come on, you guys, just give it to us. Just let us do Batman. We keep hitting at a Batman. Just let us do Batman, cause you know you guys ain't gonna do it right."
You didn't watch Arrow tonight, did you?
I have not seen Arrow yet.
Okay.
Yep.
We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna talk.
Yeah, can't talk about
Arrow.
Arrow. Yeah, we're gonna do Arrow. We do that on Sunday.
Yep.
So, but I'm just saying,
we gotta get into the John Jones of it all.
Oh, Hank versus John.
That was such a good fight. I was like, when he threw him into the shipping crate, first of all, Supergirl's effects budget has gone up significantly since moving.
I don't know if it's gone up significantly or they just went to people that know how to do it they knew how to do it right on the cheap, because I think that CW just they got it all. They know how to do it. Like CBS has no idea what the fuck they were doing. I think CBS probably has more money, but they just don't know how to fucking do it right.
If you've ever watched any of their other shows that rely on special effects, you will know that what you saw on Supergirl last season is typical for what you have seen on CBS for the last 20 odd years in terms of special effects.
Yeah, I don't think they know how to do it. CW knows. Like, I remember, was it you, Dpalm, talked about there were some podcast or something like that where they talked about how they did The Flash, and basically how they're like, oh no, it's easy to do, like those big set pieces they do with them. Like, oh no, it's easy to do. We have it already set up and we just do them, and it doesn't take us that long to do them. Like, they know how to do it. Yeah,
it was so good when he threw him into a shipping crate, and then he pushed the shipping crate, and then he just went full White Martian. You never go full White Martian.
And then for the second week in a row, we see a character realize exactly where they got it fucked up. Like, that's 2 weeks in a row. Because you saw Hank Henshaw's face like, oh shit, I wasn't ready for that.
That might have been a bad idea.
Right.
And then when all that gas started coming down, and then they realized that they weren't dying, Mama was looking around like, bitch.
Can I just say that I love that this episode, again, I know some people didn't like it because they only watched this episode of Supergirl because of the 4-episode crossover. I love they kind of faking us out with Barry Allen showing up. So it was the first time when Hank beats up Supergirl and the portal shows, and you're like, oh, Barry's going to come out and save Supergirl. No, he doesn't. Then this episode,
the first time was at Thanksgiving.
Well, so I mean the second time. Right. So the second, like, there were these really, they were in scenes where you're like, oh, you're gonna have Barry come in and be part of the action. So at that last one, I'm like, oh, gas coming out. Oh, well, you know what you need here? You need somebody who can create a vortex and suck all the gas up. And I was like, oh, they didn't do that. Oh, because I love the fact that you didn't have to actually use Barry. I'm sorry. So I like that. I know people wanted that. I know people tuned in just for the big. I love the fact that this was basically a Supergirl episode and Barry didn't show up until the very fucking end. I'm sorry.
It worked out perfectly, even though every time I poured, I was like, come through, Cisco, come through. It worked out.
And also they, again, building up their secondary characters. Then you have Mama Danvers come in with all of the knowledge, all of the science, all of the doctors. Like, I don't know what she did, but she's like, we figured out how to fix Hank. Like, we just did it all.
Can I just say that was the one thing that really stuck with me that I was like, I wish they hadn't done.
That was, now there's your MacGuffin.
Well, the reason why I wish they hadn't fixed Hank, and again, it's a small thing, and again, you can explain it away. If you don't cure Hank right this episode, but you cure him next episode, you have your easy built-in excuse for why you don't bring in Martian Manhunter into the 4 crossover. I mean, obviously we know the technical reasons, right? Budget, right?
Yeah.
So we know that, and you could also even say that Barry went to Carr because they made a deal, right? She made a promise, and that's why she didn't bring in. She doesn't know anything about Superman, and she doesn't bring in Superman because of that, and that's why she doesn't bring in Hank. But if you don't cure Hank until the next episode, well, that's why, because Hank is still recovering. So that's the only, again, small nitpick for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you smooth skipped over one of my favorite sequences when she was chasing down that missile.
Mm.
It was one of my favorites.
Okay.
It was one of my favorite sequences, partly because of the effects budget, but also talking about her growth, not just as a person, but as a superhero. Because normally when she's knocked out of the sky, she landed and lay there passed out. And this time, I made a gif of it when she almost fell, caught herself, and took right back off without even touching the ground. I was like, oh my God, this is so great. I loved it.
She's getting better. She's getting better, and it's really, especially because earlier this episode and then last episode, you also see her get beat down by Cyborg Superman twice.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and then she did have that corny line.
You're no Superman.
Superman.
She's still Supergirl. Come on.
I know. Gotta love her. And it's so funny because, like, if you've ever seen Melissa Benoist, like, in person or, like, you know, in interviews, she's not that at all. But all the characters she's played have been like that, like, bubbly, naive, like, but she's not that at all. And it's so funny to watch.
Well, so she has the face for it, but then when she opens her mouth, she's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, she's chill. So then Barry shows up with Cisco, and I know they repeat this scene on The Flash, but when he said, hey, Kara Lake, this is my friend Cisco, and Cisco said, friend is a loose term. I was like,
not now, Cisco, not
my
now.
My God. Like, Cisco cannot let a moment of petty pass him by.
Let the petty flow through you, Cisco. Let the petty flow through you.
No, time, place, manner. Aliens. You are dealing with aliens.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, if someone who, like, we'll talk about this when we get to the Flash full review, but if someone's like, yes, my friend, like, slow down, buddy. we work together. Think about that person at your job who, like, if y'all happen, like, the whole team's going to get a beer after work, and he's running something, no, hey, this is my friend from work. Slow down. We work together.
Slow down.
No,
I'm just a cubicle over. That's
we are in proximity with each other. That does not make us friends.
It was the best.
Listen.
If nothing else, that line made the whole crossover worth it for me.
Listen, he told him before. Again, when you see in The Flash, he told him, he was like, listen, I'm only doing this because of aliens. So listen, he had already he already put aside his real petty because of the aliens. You can't ask the man to do too much more,
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that was it for me. And then I was like, yep, let's go into this part 2. I was like, let's go. Ready for the Flash now. They started it off right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we ready for Flash?
Yeah, I agree.
You ready, Chris?
Yeah, let's do Flash. So, all right,
Let's do it.
Flash, what is this, episode 8 or 7?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 8 for Flash.
They've worked it out now, so everybody is on the same number of episodes.
Right.
So,
Yep.
8, Invasion. Barry asks Green Arrow for help when the aliens attack Central City, but when they realize they won't be enough, they track down the Legend of Tomorrow, and they bring in Supergirl into the battle. I'm just going to start with this one thing here, because we're going to jump around. You guys, first of all, this is the first time we're doing the show with Shanna and the Doctor, and they're so professional. They actually go through an order. We did Agent of the Show before. That's not what we do here. We jump the fuck around because we are anything but professional. The Hall of fucking Justice, folks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was cool.
This old hole or hanger thing that Star owns abs, so I guess I own it now.
You should do something with that.
I like how throughout the episode they keep
It's
getting.
going to be the Flash Museum. I'm clearly not as DC oriented as you can.
It can be either, because you had HR being like, hey, the Star Lab Museum with particle vision, all that shit.
Yeah, we know. Like so I looked it up. What was what's the guy who the owner, the guy who the curator of the Flash Museum?
Dexter Miles.
Dexter Miles. He actually was on the show already.
Yeah,
so,
I know. We talked about it a couple episodes ago.
So HR can't beat Dexter Miles, but HR is definitely open up with the Flash Museum. That is definitely where they're going with this, and I'm here for it. So that's fine.
They need income generating like.
All right, so we've done this before. If he owns Star Labs, he owns the patents.
Right, he's living off that patent.
He's
money.
fine.
He's got the fucking whole. I love how the way they. In case you didn't know it was the Hall of Justice, throughout it starts off as a dilapidated like hangar, but as the episode goes on, it miraculously gets better. Like, there's that one scene at night where it has like a reflection pool out front, and you're just like,
Neil, why does your hangar have a pool in the front?
right? What?
I want to ask that question. I want to ask that question. Like, why you got a pool in the front?
It was one of those things where like, let's see if they notice it. Like, come on, are you guys fucking serious right now? You gonna do the whole fucking Justice? Like, this is why I trust CW to do a Justice League something more than I do the actual Justice League movie. That's a goddamn problem. Such a fucking problem.
Look, I agree with you. Just scrap the movies. Just put all your money into the TV shows and the animated series. That's where you're doing things right. Because I just finished Suicide Squad, and I'm gonna leave that there.
My condolences.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna talk about that because I like that movie. We're not gonna.
That movie never happened.
So
I'm with you, Dpalm. Anyway, sorry.
So one of the things we were talking about with Supergirl, and I think just we're going to see this throughout this crossover. They learned their lesson from last season when they did these big crossovers, and each show still feels like its show. So this last episode picks up with Wally having powers and wanting to be trained and wanting to get out there in the field, and everybody else kind of being like, oh, I don't know about this dude. You have, and the biggest thing is Barry's still being the villain, and they kind of double down on that with now Barry having to come clean to everybody about Flashpoint and all this stuff. Cisco being mad at him, and I think that's the way to do these crossovers, so that you bring everybody together, but you don't lose track of, you don't put aside the issues that have been building up throughout the season. We've had 7 episodes before, and we're going in here with, hey, Wally still wants to be a member of the team, and Barry has to deal with the choices he made from Flashpoint and technically being the villain. And I think that works. My
question or issue is, why are we assuming, because this is Barry 40 years in the future who leaves this message, why are we assuming that Flashpoint is the incident that he's referring to?
I like her.
Yeah, no, we like you.
We talked about this before, and I don't think it is.
Yeah,
I don't either.
Well, so
wait, what was that again?
Like, they're all assuming that, because 40 years in the future, Barry says, I went back in time and I messed things up, and when you come back, you shouldn't trust me or anything else. And they're all assuming that the incident he's referring to is Flashpoint. But I'm like, this is 40 years in the future, Barry. Why would he?
I'm not going to spoil it. Let's spoil what I think. What do you think it is?
I mean, the only other thing, because then they showed the newspaper in this episode, crisis, Flash disappears in a crisis.
All right.
Okay, so they've shown that before. I think that, and this is spoilers, I've gotten yelled at before by having ideas that happen to be right. So this may be a spoiler. I think that Future Barry was talking about going back and his mom dying in the first place. I think because the Wave Rider exists outside of time, his original trip is what created the reality we're living in.
Where Barry's the Flash sooner than he was supposed to.
Exactly. Where Barry's mom. This is not the first timeline.
We're living in
time travel. This is a altered timeline from what Barry did.
So are we doing this? Am I gonna do my Barry Allen Truther shit now? Oh, fuck it. Fuck it. Let's start now. Yeah. So first of all, like Dpalm has said, people are forgetting. We have not seen the original Flash timeline.
Ever.
We have this entire.
We've seen about 2 seconds of it in that house.
All 3 of these seasons have already been an alternate timeline that were created by Earbot Thawne. because Thawne went back and killed Barry's mom, creating a new timeline. Then he had to go back. Then he stuck around to train Barry earlier than he was supposed to be trained. This is all Thawne. This is already technically a Flashpoint. This show started off in Flashpoint, in a way. So
that's why Thawne lost his speed when he went back in time.
Right. Yeah. The timeline's already been fucked up and changed. So that's that. All right, so let me get into my Barry Allen truther shit. Because I was going to say this for later on the podcast, but fuck it. I have to defend my man Barry Allen because everybody says he makes stupid decisions by going back in time. And I want to call everybody a liar. And at the end of this, you should believe me. All right, first of all, Sarah has no room to talk about changing the timeline.
Hey, man, say it again. Now she was pissing me off.
You have no room to talk. Not to mention, if you want to be honest, she's the reason why Damien Dark in season 4 was so stuck on doing. Yeah, because she told him what his life was going to end up being like this season. So if you go back and watch season 4 Arrow, everything that Damien Dark, where it seems like he's going overboard, is because of Sarah telling him that his life is going to amount to shit this season. Sarah, you fucked with the timeline already. That's that.
Yep.
So let's go into all the times that Barry has changed the timeline and people have forgotten and that they approved of this. The first time Barry changed the timeline was when Joe was captured by Weather Wizard and sent a tsunami to destroy Central City. He went back in the time then the first time. He also, by accident, also saved Cisco's life. So Cisco is right now mad at Barry Allen.
He didn't even know he was going back in time.
No, he didn't, but he still did it, and that saved Cisco.
He still changed, because even then, Wells told him, at the time, not evil Wells, we didn't think it was evil Wells, told him, whatever you're doing, retrace your steps exactly. Yeah. He couldn't do it.
Even better, I got one even better for you. End of season 1, the team agreed to back Barry in going back in time to do what now? Save his mother.
Timeline.
To save his mother. They agreed for him to go back and create a Flashpoint. He, on the other hand,
told that it might wipe some of them out.
Yes, they agreed to do that.
They were warned.
Can we talk about the one he doesn't brag about?
No, wait, I got more. I'm not done with
Okay, sorry.
Oh, I got more. If I forget one, remind me, all right?
You know I got you.
No, I got you. Here we go. Let's see. When Vandal Savage killed everyone last season, he outran the blast, came back, saved everybody, got a do-over.
Yep.
Saved everybody's life.
And didn't retrace his steps. He made different choices that led to different outcomes then, too.
Yep. Definitely did that. When he went back to defeat, he had to go back to defeat Zoom. He went back to get information from Thawne Wells, made Hartley good, came back. Remember that. They don't beat Zoom if he doesn't go back to talk to Thawne to find out how to get faster and use tachyons.
Which everyone co-signed with then, too, by the way.
Co-signed that, too. Doesn't meet Supergirl.
Different timeline. Hartley's good. He's part of the team. He's a consultant.
Exactly. Last one that I have, and I don't know if this is the one that Dpalm was talking about. His time remnant that stops Zoom, he goes back in time, creates a time remnant that sacrifices himself. Every single one of these is Barry making selfless decisions. The only time he makes a selfless decision is when he goes back and finally goes back in time to try to save his mother, which is the only thing he does Every time else, he goes back to help he either accident or he goes back to help other people. That one where he creates a time remnant to stop Zoom saves the entire Earth.
Okay.
The only time.
Can I just let me step in here?
Yep.
I agree with everything you said. I'm still really glad that, and I know it was done in a childish fucking manner and Cisco should grow the fuck up in serious situations, but I'm glad it's in the open.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that for the first time since he did it, we've really seen Barry take it. Like, we've seen the Barry like, oh, I feel bad. And, like, we've seen him like, and we have people like, you shouldn't feel bad. And it felt kind of empty and kind of surface. This is the first time you got to see the true effects of what he'd done, because with Diggle, the knowledge that his daughter had been erased, the look on David Ramsey's face.
Oh, David Ramsey.
It was so subtly acted, but so brilliantly acted. And then you watch it hit Grant Gustin, and you're like, okay, he's known intellectually that he fucked up. Now he's seeing that he fucked up.
And just for the record, Felicity ain't shit.
Never has been, never will be.
She knew about that.
I'm just
She-
that
no,
was a joke.
she-
Talk
Everyone knows-
about it.
She
I
knew
love
about it.
Felicity. It was a joke.
She knew about it
I'm
since
not joking.
she knew about it. Didn't say anything.
Shit, reel it in.
She
I
She
was-
knew about it 8 episodes ago.
Yep, didn't say anything. She's known
So
about
she
it.
knew
That's a
10,000
friend.
people, and she knew about John's daughter and didn't say nothing.
Yeah, she knew about it before Oliver.
Somebody ran back in time and erased your daughter. That
Yeah,
you
what's the
know.
point? Why are you telling me this? Because to make you upset.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Um,
come on. Okay. Can I just say that that's what really made this episode great for me in terms of whenever we had these scenes with a whole bunch of people, it wasn't just like the people who actually had lines. It was the reactions. Everyone in those scenes was acting. Like, if somebody said something, like whether it was like a smirk or like a nod or just even sometimes people just like furrowing their brow, like everyone was completely engaged in every single scene. There wasn't anybody just standing around like waiting for their line or just like in the background not doing anything. It was like the Alex thing in the Supergirl episode. I feel like that was like ad lib. Like she was like, let me go grab this bourbon from the
And the director's like, who put the bourbon in there?
Oh, one more thing.
Before we get too
yeah.
far into the episode, sorry, Chris.
No, we're gonna
I
do
just
one more
want to
time.
talk about one more thematic thing.
Okay.
Large episodes like this, and you and I have talked, Chris and I have talked about this before, it's tough to balance the cast and still service your own episode. What the Flash did and what I think Arrow's going to do this episode that aired tonight that I haven't seen yet. What the Flash did was it was able to, yes, we're going to get all the cool shit that happened with all those superheroes. We're getting to the very funny Mick Rory Supergirl exchange, which will make me smile forever.
National treasure.
National treasure McRory. But they were able to do all that and still advance the individual emotional storylines of the Flash television show.
Yeah. I
They were
agree.
able to get the Wally distrust.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to get Iris's worry about him. They were able to get even a slight mention of Caitlin and her nervousness about her powers.
Yep.
We got to deal with HR and just being a weirdo. Like, it was... I thought that this is a crossover episode that gave me a lot of faith in this being a universe for a while, because we got the cool shit, we got the fan service, we got the Hall of fucking Justice, but we also got like emotional fallout, logical emotional fallout from the episodes that have come before, including the Legend Tomorrow fallout that we'll get to, I assume, on Sunday, where Barry may or may not have given Stein a daughter and taken away his wife.
And that was going to be my question. Was that Barry or was that Stein crossing himself so many times in the past?
Who knows?
I think they're going to answer that on next week's Legend Tomorrow, I think.
Yeah.
Quick before we move on, because I want to, since we already kind of jumped into that, and Dpalm gave his theory in the message, I just want to remind everybody, everybody's mad at Barry, and and the Legend, Sarah was talking about stuff like, they already came across Flashpoint.
They've been in Flashpoint the whole time.
They've been in Flashpoint the whole time. Remember when they went to Star City, the Star City 2047 episode?
Yeah.
Diggle had a son. His son was Arrow at the time.
Mm-hmm.
They've already seen that. So part of me was like, the war they were talking about could have been part of whatever happened then. And so so the Legends are talking about they're mad, but it's like, you've already been in that timeline. You've already seen it. You've already dealt with it.
But the question is, and it didn't get answered because, like we said, there was a lot going on. Did the few of them? Well, no, the people that were on this episode were all part of that episode too.
Yep.
Is it possible some of them were remembering that, thinking, "Damn, you really did fuck up," because we saw what he's talking about?
I don't think they put it together.
You don't
Yeah,
know? Okay.
I don't
Because
think
remember,
they did.
because the only one who knows about Diggle's son and stuff like that, they don't know. Sarah. Actually, no. Sarah never met Baby Sarah because
Baby Sarah's named after her. Yeah.
Baby Sarah is named after her, so she would never know. Only one to really know would be Oliver, and obviously Oliver wasn't the Legend, so they didn't put it together. I don't think they put it
They may
together.
have now that they served that. Oh, your keys be a daughter.
Yeah. Now it's like, oh wait, that would explain the black guy who was Arrow, who was the Green Arrow in that
Black
episode,
Arrow.
in the Black Arrow in that episode. So who knows? We also I love the fact that Barry finally went back and looked at the newspaper, because it's like, it explains to you why Thawne was able to get away with what he was doing, because he had that newspaper and he always knew if something changed. he changed too much. Because in season 1, Thawne was always going back and talking to Gideon about what changed in the timeline. That's how Thawne knew if he was on the right track. Barry hasn't been doing that. So that's how I think it explains how Thawne was able to really make huge changes to the timeline, but still stay on the radar of the time rapes and not have the same effects that Barry's having right now. Because Thawne always seemed one step ahead because, well, he had a cheat code. He had a game genie. He had Gideon.
We think that he might be the big bad of Legends of Tomorrow this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But then it makes me wonder because Iris had that whole speech last week where she was like, when he was like, I can't do this without you. And she was like, you'll never have to. And then there's no Iris West Allen writing the article anymore.
I told you why that's
foreshadowing.
I told you why that's
This is a hashtag blame Kriss, y'all.
I told you.
Y'all, they're trying to hurt my feelings.
Kriss been saying this shit.
Yo, Thawne's putting that hand through fucking Iris West's forehead. Come on, guys.
But you know who's gonna be happy, Shanna, and I'm just gonna leave that there.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
We know that's happening. I mean, that's just we know that's happening at some point. It's got to, right?
No, we did not know that, sir. Thank you.
Oh yeah. But see, no, the way they fix it is they'll bring back an Irish West from the, they'll work it out.
The same way that Captain Cold's coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll be fine. She's gonna.
I don't want that.
Can we talk?
Barry has to start all the way to hell over. Ugh.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Barry, but also Barry finding out that because Snart was kind of his buddy.
Mm-hmm.
When he found out about Snart, he was really hurt. Remember, because they had their episodes where they were antagonists, but then they had their episodes where they kind of had to work together. They had like that weird friendship villain thing, but it was he was hurt. He was genuinely hurt that Snart was dead.
Last year's Christmas episode.
He was hurt. I'm just kind of disputing your characterization of them as friends.
They were lightweight friends.
More friends than him and Cisco.
Remember that he talked Snart into going.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
So again, guilt. Sure, I'm still disputing this whole friend.
More friend than him and Cisco.
Right now, yes,
sir.
I'm just saying. Cisco might have a Snart beat on the cold front right now. I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there. Think Cisco might be a little colder right now.
Watch the world burn right now. That's where Cisco's.
New Captain Cole, Cisco, Ramon.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they were again. I think there were the 2 episodes. One when the Christmas episode where Snart refused to help Weather Wizard and Trickster defeat Barry, and he actually warned Barry about it. Then there was the whole when Barry helped Cold basically stop his father. Granted, Cold went this step and killed his father, but they had again friendship might be a strong word, but they had a respect, and I can't wait for him to come back.
Respect. That's absolutely, yeah.
So
are we just going? Oh no, you're probably gonna get there. So I'll wait.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I gotta throw this out there.
We're getting some background noise real quick.
It's not me, not it.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Okay. I just have to ask this because you hit upon it. Am I the only one that had a problem with them writing it so that Iris was basically doing to Wally what she got pissed at Barry and the gang for doing to her in terms of keeping that secret about the abilities?
So what I'm going to say, as an older sister to a younger knucklehead brother, I understood where Iris was coming from because it is really, really hard. My brother is going to be 21 in a few weeks. I still don't think he can wipe his butt by himself. Mm-hmm. So the thought that he's going to be graduating college and supposed to be getting an apartment and living on his own, that's crazy talk. So I get it. She's just they just found Wally a year ago. He has not been the best at making decisions. I get it. I think it's also harsh because she did go through that of people telling her that she was wrong about things that she clearly knew she was right about. So I think it was harsh, but I got it. It's just that's just family stuff.
So 2 things. Well, 3 things actually. One, I think the problem the show made, and I get it because I like the actor. I think he might be he looks too old. If you make
Wallace,
yeah, if you make him younger, then it makes more sense because it's like hell no. No, you're not going out there. You make him literally, because even him calling himself Kid Flash right now, I'm like, you're a grown ass man, right? Mm-hmm. If you make him a kid, if you make him a high schooler, if you make him a middle schooler, whatnot, it makes perfect sense. Hell no, you ain't going out there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of things there. And I've seen people complain about her, and all of them kind of shutting Wally out on this. But you got to think about it. Think about how many mistakes Barry has made as a speedster over 3 seasons.
Right.
And now you have... Go ahead.
I don't disagree with them trying to keep him from going out there. I disagree with how they went about it. Basically lying, saying, oh, you're not ready, your powers aren't this, blah, blah, blah. Lying to him about that piece. That's what I took issue with.
Well, I don't take issue with it. I think it's the hypocrisy that is normal. Because, and even Cisco called it out. Cisco was like, oh, yeah, what's another lie between friends? Right?
Yeah.
Like I love the fact that Cisco called it out, and it's the same thing they've been doing this season with Arrow. With hey, Oliver's trying to be more open and upfront, and he's get called out on it when he doesn't, but everybody else is keeping secrets too. So yeah. I loved what I've loved about Arrow so far, and I'll always defend Arrow. What I love about Arrow is for those first few seasons, it was always Oliver doing everything on his own, keeping secrets from everybody else. Now you're getting it where everybody else now has their own secrets. Now that they have their own secrets, they have their own demons. Now you're seeing like, see. It's not as easy as you thought. It's not as easy as, yeah, I'm always, it's, you know what it is? When Google first started, what was their rule? Do no evil, right? Then they started realizing, that ain't that fucking simple. We're making it black and white, and sometimes you got to tell a little white lie here, or sometimes you got to do this there. So I'm not upset that she's being hypocritical and lying. I think everybody has a right to think that that's hypocritical and that it's wrong of her to do that, and that the ways they're going about it is wrong. But I like that the show is making them not be perfect. I love the fact that they did that because they're wrong. They're hella wrong for it, and I don't think anybody should feel bad about them being wrong for that, and they should not have lied to him. But think about it. They would do that. We would probably do it if we were in this situation. Like you have a kid who's at this point is faster than Barry was when he first started off at. They couldn't stop him if they wanted to.
Yeah. And then also, if you notice, all of the newbies were not there. So they left Amaya and Nate on the Wave Rider. None of Arrow's people were there. So it made sense that they weren't gonna just let Wally up and join the crew.
Yeah.
About that. I didn't have any problems with any of it. It was more how they were explaining that to him. He could still run off, sure, but they've already seen kind of the fracture that these lies have already started to have on their team. Why are you adding more? Like Cisco said.
Because
but I don't think they're really lying to Wally. It's not a good different to go out there.
No, they did. They lied about they lied about his results.
No, you're not 100%. There's still more tests we need to run because we're not quite sure where you're at.
But he's also a headstrong super speedster. You got to find some way to slow him down because, as we saw, he's not ready.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you tell him you're 100%.
Yeah, but you've created a situation now where when they are trying to talk to him in his own best good, he doesn't trust them now. He won't believe them.
Yeah, but I think that's human nature. I get why people don't like it, but at the same time, it goes back to one of my favorite moments of this episode, and it's kind of related here, is when Oliver goes and gives that pep talk to Barry.
Dog, that's my favorite episode. That's my favorite Oliver moment for 5 seasons of Arrow. Do you realize that he's never told anyone that?
Yeah,
He hadn't.
He's never told.
You're right. He didn't tell anyone about.
He's never told anyone that.
Yeah.
It was my Barry Oliver bromance moment, and I loved it.
Yeah. Well, and
Oliver gives good pep talk, y'all.
Yeah. He does, and
when he told Cisco, he was like, "Thank you for nominating me, but Barry brought us together. He should lead the team." And then he kept saying this stuff.
Right.
He was like, "We should all play with Supergirl. We should all like."
But Sarah was like, You do know, are we supposed to pretend like we can't hear you?
Because we can hear him telling the thing and then you repeating it.
But I like what Oliver said there, because it's just like, listen, it's basically, you're fucking human. You made a mistake. We all make mistakes. I've done that. And he also goes, listen, and I love Oliver, because at that point, Oliver has been me when I see everybody online and tell them, Barry, you stupid for going, but you shouldn't have done that. Oliver was like, if I had those powers, I would have done it. I would have gone back and saved my mom and my father. Of course I would have done it. And Oliver was just being real. And I think that ties into what was happening with Iris and Joe lying to Wally. Yeah, sure. As on the outside, as an outside person who is not really related to Wally West, I go, no, motherfucker, you don't lie to him. That's stupid. But if that was my brother
who wants to watch Wally run,
I
was on. Yeah,
give him fucking suit.
I'm selfish.
But if that was my brother or my kid, you lied to him. You do not encourage him.
Down.
You do not do that. Yes, I know it's wrong, but I'm like, come on, we as friends, parents, we all kind of have that moment where you're going, you know what, telling the truth right here might not be in the best interest, and maybe it's the right thing to do, but I'm going to I'm going to stretch the truth here. I'm going to hold it back. Goes back to when Barry was like, listen, when Cisco confronted him with the tape, it's like, you're going to tell them? It's like, now might not be the good time to do it. It's like, really? We're going to, Cisco's on that because Cisco's hurt. So Cisco's doing that, but I agreed with it worked out in the end, but kind of agree with Barry. Let's wait until after we're done with all this shit and tell them and stuff like that. So, the withholding of information, the slow trickle, yeah, we as an audience know that it's probably not right, but if we were in that situation, I know I've told plenty of lies or stretched the truth, or maybe I don't give you all the information I could give you, there. Not to mention, remember, sometimes when they do give all the information, it doesn't go well. Remember before Barry went back and changed the time when Vandal Savage killed everybody, Oliver went and told Felicity the truth about what happened with the kid, and that did not go well.
Yeah. What I also appreciated was that Oliver is constantly... People get on Oliver. Everybody knows I'm an Oliver stan. I love me some Oliver.
Oh, no.
He has learned. He has really learned. He has come far from season 1. And he was just like, yes, I know how to do this. This is Barry's opportunity to do this. I'm going to coach him through this. When everybody was like, I guess we're just going to go without you, Oliver was like, I'm not going without him. I can't believe we're not going to let Barry come. He's like, are you kidding me right now?
And he was so boy, bye.
It was so messed up. And Jax, too, because, Jax, he's been the one who's been wanting to tell his team about this message since they found it. And Jax was even kind of he went because he's like, I gotta go with Firestorm, we gotta go save the president. But he was like, yo, this is our fault. We should have told y'all earlier. I just really appreciated the people who stood by Barry in that moment.
Well, I feel like the people who were least upset with him were, I didn't get the sense that Mick was mad at him.
Mick just wanted to burn shit, so Mick don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Mick
don't care. That's just Mick. But I didn't feel like Jax or Stein were upset with him, nor was Ray.
Stein's not mad yet.
I'm blaming Stein for Stein's having a baby.
No, about his wife's gone.
No, his wife.
She said she was out of the house. She's not dead.
Yeah, his wife's still dead. No.
Did you see everyone reacting when he was like, tell my wife, tell your mother I'll see her, and everyone was like, Stein.
No, it was because of how he was acting.
Yeah. No.
We'll see.
No, I watched it twice. She says the mother's not there.
Yeah.
No,
his
she's
wife not there because she's dead.
No.
We
gonna see. Oh, I'm here for it.
She was like, ha ha, Dad.
Because
no, Dpalm, you're telling me that if your father showed up and your mother was dead, and he's like, so where's your mom? You be like, ha ha, Dad, you know Mom's dead. That's not how anyone reacts.
Yeah, she's not dead. She's not dead. She might not be.
Why would he know that she wasn't there?
She told him she wasn't there.
Why'd she say, ha ha, very funny? Was he asking about his mom?
No. His daughter told him that she wasn't his mother. Like, she said she was out. No.
She didn't say she was out.
I'm
I
pretty
just
sure.
watched it like 2
Did
hours
they? Okay,
ago.
maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. No. She's not. She's alive.
Okay.
Yeah, she's alive. It might not be the woman he thinks it is, but
It may not be Clarissa, but he married.
yeah, he married and she's alive. Yeah.
He married.
Yeah.
It's interesting that if he's married, why is his grown daughter at his house?
It's a millennial
You
generation.
want her to be dead so bad. You want her to. You guys people talk about me stealing joy. Dpalm wants her.
I'm not here to steal joy. I'm just saying what I saw. That's how I read it and what I saw.
You are killing people left and right.
Killing mamas and paralyzing mamas. What are we doing?
Blame Dpalm. Blame Dpalm.
I think mom is going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that. I think
different.
it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be the woman that he thinks it's going to be.
It's not going to be Clarissa.
But I don't think she's dead.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like Clarissa may be dead, but Clarissa isn't the woman he had that baby with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Are you talking about the cool shit?
That's wrong.
Wait.
We don't talk about the...
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Can I talk about my random ship, but my ship lives on this in crossover moment?
Is it who I think it is?
Iris and Oliver.
Oh no, that's not who I thought you were going
Crazy.
for.
What are
Okay.
you doing?
Here's the thing. So Iris, remember Oliver Queen was on her Freebie 5,
Yeah.
season 1. Season 2, I think she mentioned something about like his arms.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, so Oliver's the Green Arrow? That makes him even hotter. I was like, she's still here for it. And then, Kriss, I don't know if you had a chance to go through that Arrow book, but there's a part where Oliver writes about Iris, and he's like, Iris took out the Clock King by herself. Like, she's really strong. Barry's really lucky to have her, or something like that. Oliver, lightweight, likes Iris too. I'm telling you.
I thought you were talking about that. I thought you were talking about that. The attempt to slide into Cara DMs that Sarah did. There.
Okay, now we're gonna talk about my other favorite ship. It's Supergirl and White Canary, because Sarah was here for it.
Well, we all knew that was going to happen.
I said in episode 1 of Legend Tomorrow, if that show was just Sarah Lance seducing historical women, I'd watch it.
Every episode, I'm here for it. Like Sarah Lance just fucking hosts time. Love it.
But seriously, I'm sorry. Are we going to talk about the fact that technically Kara is faster than current Barry?
No, she's
not. No, she is not.
She got dusted.
She got wait. Well, listen.
He dusted her. Are you crazy?
Him down, she got in front of him and zapped him. Almost.
Those were for charity, Clark.
Those are for charity, Kara. Because think about at the end when she's chasing him through the ship or through the warehouse. She can't catch him.
Yeah, he's toying. He's toying with her because he needed her to go to a certain spot. So and like he's so fast. When she didn't catch up to him and pass him, she cut him off by going a different path. Fired her beam. Fired her.
No. You have to rewatch that scene. I just got through rewatching it. They were on the same street, and she bypassed him and shot her heat vision at him.
She went another way. I don't.
He was running up a building.
So yeah, and then so
he was running up a building.
Either way,
no, I'm not talking about that one.
Once they get into the building, it's not even close.
Right, I know that in the building.
I'm
talking about when they were going in a straight line across the street.
You're trying hard. You're trying really hard here.
No, I'm not.
No.
She's faster.
She is not.
That's my girl.
I appreciate the effort.
Yes. Good. We give you a
shit tour. Savitar just took him on the remix tour. Everybody seems to be faster than Barry.
Well, technically, Savitar is a different type of speed.
Right.
But
Savitar is
and
Kara is not faster than Barry.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I have no superhero in this race.
Yeah. No. Barry.
I did love the Oliver Barry Kara interaction. He was like, "Don't hold back," and she looking at him like, "Are you sure?" Which was cold. Like, I might kill y'all if I don't hold back.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he trained me. He shot me. Yeah, he did. Wait, you shot him? Yeah, like, listen, I told you guys I was really excited for Kara to meet Oliver because Oliver's going to be a dick. Listen, I fist pumped. I was like, yes, Oliver. Does he not like me? No, he's like that with everybody.
Oliver right off top was just like, I told you say you were bringing an alien. Like, who is this bitch? Like, I got Oliver. She just walked in the room.
I like Diggle saying he never took drugs, so he didn't see crazy like that. Mm-hmm. The lesson is always kids do drugs.
Yeah, we do drugs. Going back to the little race between and using the speed with Oliver. I mean, with Barry and Kara. Here's another thing reason I love, and we talked about this with the Supergirl recap. I love the fact that they moved to CW. We finally get to see Kara at least using speed. Because one thing they never really did in that first season, I was like, she has all her powers, but she doesn't have speed. Like, why didn't she have...
It felt like Smallville a little bit.
Right. There was... What was it?
Sunday Flying.
The episode where her aunt and they were there. And I was like, why does she not have speed? Like, she was like running, like literally running. And I'm like, why is Kara running? Why does she not have super speed? She definitely has speed. And I love the fact that they did that. And I love the fact that Barry had her phase through him. Another reason why she's not faster than Barry. She can't do that.
But she took that lightning bolt he threw at her like, what is this shit?
Oh, yeah, that's not... Oh, listen, the smile she had on her face when everybody was shooting her, and she's like, I love that look on her face. It's like, yeah, give me your best shot, guys. This is Tickles. Like, I know. It's amazing.
Oh, my God. Speaking of Thea's face, when she found out that it was aliens, she was like,
I'm in.
Oh, yeah, aliens!
I'm all the way back.
Like,
wait,
that suit's still on that mannequin, right? Let's do this.
Right. Wait, this is alien. It's partly that, and one, I think when she saw it was Barry. I don't know, man. I got a little feeling from she saw Barry's face, like, hey, why are you looking at Barry?
Y'all stretching real hard for these, man.
Look, go back and watch that scene. She looks at Barry.
All right, I'm just
We
saying,
are not stretching. I'm telling you, these
Sarah clearly said she would lay Kara's ass out, given
that wasn't stretch. That was actually stated.
No, that's the one that's that. Yeah, that is.
That wasn't a stretch. That's not what I was talking about.
Iris been wanting her some Oliver, and Oliver lightweight thinks Iris is a shit. Y'all just not paying attention.
I love seeing just having all. You're never gonna see this with. I'm never gonna get this feeling with the movies. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not gonna get this feeling with the movies. I'm not. Getting the and again, we're not even at Legends of Tomorrow where we really get the team. Everybody keeps saying Amaya and Steel weren't there. It's like, you know they're gonna be there because we saw that GIF. They're gonna be there, and I can't fucking wait for that. And it was just so fucking good.
And like even the random pair, well, not random, because the people that they do pair up make sense. When Stein asks Caitlin to go with him to go to meet his daughter, I really like that because she would be the closest one to him from that team because of Ronnie.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it just made so much sense. And then they get to have their whole moment where he was like, tell me about your powers and all this other stuff. So it's just, I love that you get to see the people that you don't usually see interact, but also the ones that it makes sense for them to interact.
Also, Ray's not going to have that suit for much longer, and I'm very, very excited. I know Dpalm's very excited.
Finally.
I know you're excited about that too.
I know.
Finally
I
got
did
to
get kind of geeky. It was like, Cisco's like, I could do something with this. I'm like, yay, Cisco, get to tailoring.
And get to working.
Cisco immediately got petty when Barry walked over. He was like, well, I got to go back to what I was doing. So.
And get to working on that. Get to working on that Kid Flash suit too, Barry. Cisco.
Yes.
Right now.
No. And put the goddamn suit in the ring. I ain't forgot. I have not forgotten. Put the goddamn suit in the fucking ring. It's been 3 goddamn seasons, all right? Just saying.
Give Diggle a new helmet.
Oh, no, his new helmet's good. No, his new helmet's fine. I think his new helmet's fine.
Okay.
Because the new helmet is not Magneto helmet.
that helmet.
All right.
Which
and
made no sense.
We need to figure out something for Curtis, because who is braiding his hair? I'm sorry.
Renee.
I haven't even got to tonight's episode of Arrow, and I'm already upset.
He's sitting between Renee's hair and legs and getting his hair braided. That's very. It's very.
That was last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
Before every mission, I can't.
Getting the season. All right. Second favorite moment. Mick Roy is a national treasure. By the way, I'm not gonna call you Supergirl. That's stupid. You can call me Kara. You can call me Kara. That won't work either.
What are you gonna call me when you need my help?
Skirts. Seriously? Seriously.
I was waiting for him to yell skirt.
Right.
And he yelled Supergirl.
Oh, listen. Here's the thing. I loved him being the sexist, misogynistic fuckhead who calls her skirt. I'm not gonna lie, but I also love the fact that when he got in fucking trouble, he goes, Supergirl, do something, Supergirl. So
what does he call Ray? He calls Ray haircut.
Yeah.
What's he call Sarah?
Ninja.
No.
I'm like, you better call her Sarah.
Wouldn't you call Sarah?
I'd call Sarah Mrs. Lance. That's right, Miss Lance. That's what I call Sarah, because I am not getting my balls.
Captain.
Yeah, I'm not getting my balls cut off. Not gonna happen. All right. Yeah, you don't call the ninja whatever the ninja wants to be called. Yeah. So, yeah, but no, we talked about this in our last review, Lesson of Tomorrow review. I love the fact that Mick. I need Captain Cold to come back because I need that cold heat wave dynamic again. But I love the fact that we have Mick here and he's kind of filling in that, not the charming role, but just that role on the team, that outsider says what's on his mind, doesn't care about the fucking consequences role that Cold did. Oh, I fucking love it. That's just fucking national treasure.
I like how he explained how he got his code name.
Mm-hmm.
I burned my family alive and like fire. Like, all right. Well.
She's like,
and,
at some point she's thinking, Barry, where the fuck did you bring me?
Yeah, you're not in Oz anymore. You're not in Oz anymore.
Can I go home? Right. I know I made you a promise, but I think it's time for me to go home.
I like the beginning of the episode that they're Oliver and Diggle taking on the vigilante from last episode of Arrow. And also, once again, Barry's saving Oliver's ass.
I didn't like how they were about to die.
Hey, same thing as
Barry hadn't just shown up, they'd have gotten shot.
Hey, go back and watch the episode with Captain Boomerang. Same thing happens.
I didn't appreciate Diggle throwing up all over those poor innocent pedestrians. You know there was people walking outside.
Hey, listen. I love the fact that that's Diggle's thing, that he can't handle the speed and he always throws up. I love that.
Okay. But even Oliver, dude, I love like they cut to Oliver and he was kind of like, whew. Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna need 3 deep breaths so that I also throw up on.
Here's the thing: how did Barry even find them?
I thought Felicity told him. I got the sense that when he got there, Felicity knew he was
maybe
that's what I thought too.
Okay, yeah.
I also really enjoyed Oliver fighting with Wally on his back, getting him to safety.
That arrow.
Oh, the splitting arrow? Yeah.
Yes.
I also love the fact that, Oliver still don't want no part of fucking Sarah, because listen, she was, listen. Makes sense.
Okay, so Shanna.
They do like the ninja music. She gets like the gong. Did y'all notice that? It was lightweight racist. Okay, anyway.
It was. It was absolutely. That wasn't lightweight at all.
Okay.
Misfits, real quick. Shanna, I wasn't the only one that when Oliver was sitting there with no arrows, hoping he'd say, "Save me, Barry."
That would have been so great.
Save me, Barry. Sorry, guys. You have to watch the British show Misfits to get that joke.
It's so good. It's worth the watch. But yes, if he would have said, I need somebody to say "Save me, Barry." Nobody has said "Save me, Barry." Even
with
Irish.
An Irish accent. It has to be with an Irish accent. Sorry, guys.
To lose you. Okay.
Feel better?
Yeah. No, we agreed to this.
Yeah, no, we did. We signed up for it. I'm still happy we did it. Just All right.
Can I say one of my least favorite things really quick before you get to your like
Go ahead.
favorite moment. I really don't like, and they do this a lot to Caitlyn, and it doesn't help people liking her character. They give her the weird exposition questions that she should actually know the answer to if she's supposed to be a doctor and a scientist, just so that they can explain stuff.
Yeah.
So like at one point they were fighting and she was like, what is he doing? And I'm like, shouldn't you know? Like
That's what they got to bring. That's what they got. No bullshit. They got to bring Joe in for that.
yeah.
That's what Joe's for.
But Joe was
Husband
standing
Joe
right
asked the
there.
Yeah, that's what Joe. That's what Joe's for. Because he even said last episode was like, I can't do this. You guys start talking that science shit, and it's not me. That's what Joe's there for. Use Joe for that, guys.
And they
And
keep
it made no
giving it
sense.
to Caitlyn, and it makes her look dumb, or like she doesn't know what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it made no sense because he was standing right there watching what they were watching.
Right.
Yeah.
So they could have used him that way.
So
Yeah.
I'm just saying, because I really enjoyed Caitlyn this season,
Yeah.
and I need them to not like
Do
give her
that.
really dumb things like that. It really hurts my feelings.
Absolutely.
And the obvious plot pieces, like it's supposed to be a secret message. Stein and Jax weren't supposed to share it, but we're
They
gonna
weren't
just
supposed to
leave
find
it
it.
laying. We're just gonna leave it just leave it on the desk right there.
Well,
Somebody
Stein.
old looking iPod.
Well,
Well,
remember.
you have to understand, it was recorded for Rip.
Right.
Rip knew about Flashpoint.
Right.
No,
Rip
that's
knew
not
about.
what- I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that
They left it
Jax
laying
and
around.
Stein put it on this recorder, and it went into the little trailer, and it had the conversation where we're gonna keep it quiet. You went through all the trouble to take the recorder and bring it, put it back in your goddamn pocket. Why did you leave it on the table? Just walk out.
My one thing is, I have to go back and watch it. Who had it? If Stein had it, remember Stein had the little headache thing, and that might be why I got left.
Okay.
I don't know which one. I don't know which one of them had it though. So that could be why Stein was the last one in there, and that's when Caitlyn came in. That's when he had Caitlyn go with him. So that could be why I got left. But yeah, I agree. They didn't really kind of explain why they left it around, and absent-minded.
Can I also say I am a big person who loves scores. Blake Neely merging the themes of all four shows, it was so well done.
good.
I love when he does it. I always love when
Oh
he
my
merges it.
god, it was just seamless and perfect.
Yeah, I love Blake Neely. Every time I go to San Diego Comic-Con, I get to talk to him, and he remembers me now. And I love what he does on these shows and scoring these shows, and him merging them together. Like you said, it's perfect. It gets you hype. I'm not gonna lie, especially when I'm not gonna lie. My favorite one is still when he merges Flash and Arrow ones together. Like it's just that's the one. It just fits so perfectly.
It's because they're best buddies.
Yeah, they really are BFFs. they really are. They really are this Earth's Batman and Superman. Except Barry doesn't. Batman doesn't. Oliver doesn't try to kill Barry or have a contingency plan to kill Barry as far as we know.
I bet he does.
He probably does, but yeah. Third favorite moment, and then we can get into these emails. Wally going to HR and asking him to help train him, and HR says, "I'd be gone faster than humor in a Liam Neeson movie." And then, it took me the second time to watch it to catch him saying that, and then when he thought about it, he goes, "Nah." Like,
And Wally's standing there like, wait, what?
Right? Because you're listening to him, you're like, oh, this is gonna feed into HR's ego. It's gonna be great for his book. He's definitely gonna do it. And HR goes, nah. Like I can literally hear him going, I don't want them problems with Joe.
Right.
I don't want them Joe problems. You ain't getting me killed. Listen, I lie a lot. I've stressed the truth a lot. I've done a lot of crazy things. I ain't that fucking crazy. Hell fucking no. But then at the end, I think again,
not yet at least.
Right, but then at the end he goes, well, no, I see you're going to keep doing this. You're going to need to have somebody trained. All right, cool, I'm in. They don't see I see the potential to do it. It's not going to go well. But
No.
I thought it was nice that he like after seeing how they were both kind of like nah, he was like, yeah, you know what, you have potential and they aren't recognizing it. So I appreciated that was what changed his mind because HR is a mess.
yeah, I love HR though. I'm sorry.
What did he say when what did he call them when they didn't want to listen to his presentation?
Oh God, I can't remember.
He was like, you're all a bunch of grumpy something or something. Like, I was just like, only HR. Like, how is Tom Cavanaugh getting away with it?
So good. Also, I love the little nod, because I mean it's not true now. I don't think it's not canon now. But before, when Wally was in there, Wally became faster in the comics. Wally used to be faster, way faster than Barry, like way faster than Barry. I love the fact that they had a little nod there, where they're kind of saying, "Hey, Wally's faster than Barry used to be." Again, small nod to I think the Wally in the comics and things like that. So.
Yeah, I think that the interesting thing about the Wally in the comics and the ties they're going to make here is, you're right, Wally did eventually surpass Barry. Wally, pre-52, was the fastest man alive, even when they brought Barry back. But a big story arc for Wally is that eventually these powers don't go well for him. Mm-hmm. I know, Kriss, you're doing some of the Titans readings, so you know about this too. I'm not going to, we'll talk about it at the end, but I think that the early expulsion from the cocoon is going to have more problems than we think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's
Joe's fault. Blame Joe.
Yeah, he didn't. Hey, you can't half cook a speedster. You gotta leave your speedster in the oven for their allotted time. I'm sorry, you got to do that. Anything else anybody want to go into before we get into these emails? Because we have several emails.
This was fun. These first 2 episodes were so much fun. I just was smiling the whole time. People who didn't like them don't like Joy. Yeah, I said it because like me. It was just fun, and there's so much heavy stuff going on in the world. We need a little fun, a little lighthearted things like this. And yes, this episode was technically, so far, out of the 2, was the heaviest because of the Flashpoint stuff and the fallout, and it still managed to be fun. I loved it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. So let's get into some of these emails here. I think I did. Okay. I'll let you guys read the Flash the Supergirl one you got from last week. I forward you guys if you guys have that.
Okay.
One.
You got it, Shanna?
Yeah. Okay. This is from Roz, and Roz says, "Hi, Shanna and the doctor. This email is long overdue. I wanted to write in and let you know how much I love your insightful recaps. I'm so happy the show moved to the CW where it rightfully belongs. Yes. The improvements in writing and effects have been astounding. As for the show overall, here's some bullet points. I love the storylines this season, especially the alien threat as a metaphor for xenophobia and racism. Kryptonians and Green Martians are essentially the model minority aliens judging other aliens for not being more like them.
Wearing all the safety pins.
I'm telling you, Kryptonians voted for Trump. Kryptonians are the alt-right. I like how the writers have Kara and John Hank also struggle with their own bigotry and how they get called out on it. Okay, this next point I don't necessarily agree with. I'm glad James and Kara aren't together because, to be honest, she hasn't earned him. That is true. They aren't in the same place emotionally or maturity-wise. Last season, Kara was so immature and irritating, like Taylor Swift with superpowers.
Oh, damn, that's some heavy. That might be a step too far, sweetie.
That was a bridge too far. This season, the characters are being fleshed out more, so when they do get together, it won't just be because he's James Olsen and she's Supergirl. Alex is so much better this season. She was my least favorite character on the show previously, but now I really like her. I like her coming out storyline. And it says, Shanna girl, I'm with you on Mon-El. Love him. He's now my second favorite after Hank. It's true. It's those arms. They really don't show off the arms as much as they should, but they're there. My 2 favorite moments from last night's show was the Batman shout out when Kara said, my cousin worked with a vigilante once. Tons of gadgets, lots of demons. Vigilantes are nuts. I must out laughing. I really want a scene of Clark talking to Kara or James about this incident. My second favorite was when Wynn gave up the Guardian's identity to Alex. He punked out so damn hard.
Wouldn't you? Oh my God! I just thought about something. Listen, if Alex and Maggie don't work out, can Sarah get over there with someone else? I'm just saying.
Sarah is definitely going after the wrong Danvers sister.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Sarah and Alex. Just throwing it out there, guys. Make it happen, guys. Make it happen.
Oh my God, you guys, we need more lady hookups on these shows. Okay. Anyway.
Hey, listen, it wasn't. Just want to throw it out there. It wasn't me and Dpalm that said that. So just.
I'm here for the lady hookups. Just
hey, I'm here for it too. I just did not want to be the one to call it out. So okay.
I'm here for it. I want more of it. Anyway, keep up the great work, ladies. Roz, aka, I don't know. Do you want me to like put your Twitter out there? Like Negress Furiosa. Oh, P.S. You both mentioned you were fans of Katie McGrath, Lena Luthor. Have either of you watched the Chiller Network show she was on called Splasher? Didn't you tell me about that?
I think so.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. The first season is on Netflix. So apparently Katie McGrath is on that. The thing I know her from is Merlin. And she was on this show called Dates. It was a British show that I just happened to see, like, while I was in London, they were showing it. And she dated Gemma Chan's character, Gemma Chan from Humans.
Oh, that would be just the most adorable pairing.
More lady hookups. I'm here for it. All right, that's all I got.
All right, here's one from Justin. And no, Justin, I am not reading this long as the first paragraph of this email is basically him just saying bruh. I am not reading all those U's. Just imagine it. They're there. But thank you, Justin. Oh, yeah. Hey, hi, guys. But seriously, that crossover, DC TV has done a great job here. I know this last year with crossover, but it really stands out here. The show hosting the crossover never betrays itself. Supergirl episode was a Supergirl episode with Barry at the end. The Flash episode felt like a Flash episode from the narrative of how it was shot. And the Flash episode will feel like an Arrow. I mean, the Arrow episode will feel like an Arrow episode, which is why the Muggles are the ones that got grabbed, because Arrow is the best when it's grounded. So that means Legend will have a team kicking ass, because guess what? Legends tomorrow excels at big team ups. It's brilliant, y'all. This is amazing. But now to you four. I've always enjoyed your podcast, but the addition of Shanna and the Doctor has been amazing. Both pairs have different styles with their recast, but you're both true to yourselves, and it never feels fake. You genuinely enjoy what you're doing, and I can't wait to see what's next. Take care, y'all rock. Thank you very much, Justin.
Thank you.
Here's a TV movie mistress. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I want to send in my thoughts on the Supergirl Flash crossover so far. For Supergirl, I liked Alex was able to come up to her mom, even though her mom already knew. Cyborg John continues to be cool. David Harwood is playing three dope ass characters, knocking it out of the park. Just by the way, Shanna again can't forget. He's a cool guy. He came over and talked to you and San Diego Comic-Con when he didn't have to, and it was amazing.
Yeah,
so
he continues to be the best.
And if you follow him on Twitter, he'd be saying some woke shit. So fuck you.
Oh, so, he hosted that documentary, Will Britain
Black and British.
Black and British, but is the one about the chances of a black person in Britain becoming prime minister and the parallels with the U.S. education and access system. It was chilling.
Yeah, follow him on Twitter. Yep.
Yeah, it was really good.
I like Mon-El's interest in Kara. What I do not like is him pretending he doesn't remember kissing her. Can we not? Can someone act their age for once? Of course not. This is CW. It's still a CW show. But I will say she has more chemistry with him than she did with Jimmy. So there's that.
Yes.
Also, how much longer must we wait for Kara to find out about Jimmy's secret identity? Oh, come on, again. What's secrets among friends?
It's gonna happen next episode. He was ready to spill the beans this one.
I was disappointed to see Lena join forces with her mother so quickly. Her mom doesn't even like her enough for her to take this bullet. Again, I think that was more. I think that was her plan. I think I think her being real to her mom. I guess I'll ask you guys what you guys think. But I thought her getting mad at Kara was, like you guys said, I can go with you guys saying that was real. But I think her betraying her mom. I think she always intended to do that because she switched out the isotope, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Flash. I was slightly disappointed with the plot in The Flash, but I'm looking forward to HR training Wally, and looking forward to everyone getting over Barry fucking up the timeline. I know they are right in giving him shit for it, but where's it leading? I'm a Barry Allen truther. They are not right for giving him shit for it. They do not understand what Barry Allen has done for them, and they only know when he is fucked up. They do not give him acknowledgement when he has saved all their lives. So, I love seeing Ollie and Barry together. You said what?
That's true. It's very true. They don't like to give him credit for those times he just went back and changed
He's
stuff.
he's died twice
in
for
their
them.
favor.
He's
But-
died
and-
twice for them. So yeah,
And he has, but some of the other times he's done it, he hasn't told them about.
because he's
So
Barry
there's
Allen.
also that, right? So
Wait, which
I was
ones
mad
hasn't he
at-
told? I was thinking about this earlier. Which ones hasn't he told them about?
He didn't.
He didn't tell them about the first one. He only told.
Yeah, he did.
He only told Dawn.
Yeah, he only told Wells.
Wells.
No,
Dawn.
at the second time he goes back, he says, "I did go back once before."
Oh yeah.
But
He
Yeah,
tells
didn't
them about.
tell
He
them
told them
what-
about every time he's time traveled.
But he didn't tell them what he changed. Like he
he
tells, not all the time, not everything. Like he didn't tell them when he went back and saved everybody from Vandal Savage. He told Oliver. Nobody else knew.
Yeah.
There's no reason for them to. He's the one developing the plan.
No. I get that, but I'm just saying, I don't think they truly understand what he's done for them. Like I don't think he told them that he saved the city from a tsunami. They know he went back in
He did.
time.
He told them that.
Okay, I don't think they fully grasp what he's actually done for them. I think he's very underappreciated.
It's like that episode of Buffy when, or I think it was Angel technically, where he becomes human and then he finds out that if he's human, he can't help like her save the world.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then he like goes back and turns back time.
Mm-hmm.
And like he remembers being human and being in love and all that other stuff and being together, and she doesn't remember any of it.
Yeah.
Such a classic episode.
I love seeing Ollie and Barry together, especially when you think about how they've grown since they first met. But what the show lacks in plot, it made it for fun. Side jokes from Mickey, awkward intros, racist shade to aliens. I'm also going to need Iris and Joe to ease up on Wally a bit and finally fuck Julian forever. No, I think Iris and Joe need to stay on Wally because if they don't, it's going to be very, very bad for Wally.
Agreed.
Yeah, got to keep that. Got to keep the young hothead with super speed under control.
And people forget that he died in Flashpoint.
Yep.
Yeah, he's like, in Flashpoint, we were a brother-sister fighting team. It's like, you also died.
Took a pole to the chest.
Just saying.
P.S. You guys are probably 100% correct about who's under the mask and Arrow. One, I never would have thought about that angle if you didn't introduce it, but it's going to be even more awesome when they show it. Thanks again for all your shows. You guys are always a treat to listen to, Mo. Thank you very much, Mo.
Thanks for writing.
Let's see.
Oh, speaking of the Arrow theories, I have been doing an Arrow season 1 rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all folks sleep on season 1 of Arrow. Like, I know everybody says it was the best season, but I feel like a lot of people are like, the first season of Flash was flawless. Go back and binge watch first season of Arrow.
That's what pulled me into Arrow initially. I fell off because of other things, but people were talking about season 1 and I saw it was on Netflix and I watched that whole season in one day. I sat here and I could not stop watching. It is a very good season.
You're on a show that is not only am I a Barry Allen truther, I am also a full Arrow apologist. So I'm sorry, nothing is wrong with Arrow. Just nothing.
Yeah, it's so like that first season. There was stuff rewatching where I was like, oh, I thought this happened like episode 10 or episode 11. No, episode 3. They were introducing plot lines that I thought didn't come till way later into the season. Like, it's a really well developed first season.
Plus, it gave me Manu Bennett back, so.
Ooh, I had forgotten Manu Bennett was in Ace again. Early in the season. I thought he like showed up at the end.
No.
More Manu Bennett.
Yes, please, and thank you.
Last email. Hey guys, Shanna, the Doctor, Kriss. Again, we signed up for this. Shanna, the Doctor, Kriss, and blame Dpalm. Yes, correct. Crossover first. We already did the part Heroes' email for Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Crossover. I'm really loving Supergirl right now. I think the move to CW has greatly enhanced the show and just brought the best stuff about it. Loving the whole Alex and Maggie relationship development. Feels well done, very organic, and nothing tacit for ratings. Side-eyeing you, Mon-El and Kara. Now how they brought Supergirl into the crossover. I get it story-wise, but I thought it was going to be a bit more, but maybe next year we'll get more. Yeah, I think the problem here we have to remember is Supergirl she's Earth 38. Mm-hmm. So there's always going to be if you're doing a Super 4 episode crossover, I don't think that Arrow, Flash, and Legend Tomorrow always carry the bulk of that because honestly, I kind of like it. You got to keep it Supergirl kind of separate.
Right.
You know? She's got to be her own, unless you're going to start crossing in, really doing the multiverse. And fuck it, I trust CW do that more on the TV than I do WB doing it in the movies.
And think about we with the way they went ahead and had her being controlled, it kind of showed us why it's important that she's not. She was they basically had to trick her to best her.
She unbalances the universe.
Remember,
absolutely.
she washes the entire team in training, and is no.
Her hair is still laid.
Right. I will say this: Oliver gonna find some kryptonite and get a kryptonite arrow because he's gonna be this year's.
He is not Batman, sir.
He might as well be.
How isn't he?
We need to stop Batmaning Arrow.
Okay, all right, we're not gonna do this right now. This is not the Arrow review, but let's just remember that Green Arrow was designed as a copy of Batman.
He's Batman.
Character. He had an arrow cave at one point.
He's Batman.
Jesus H. Christ.
Oliver's Batman. I know CW is known for his drama with man.
He's the heir to Ra's al Ghul. How is he not Batman?
Right.
Well, technically, his mother's name also begins with an M and is very close to Mark.
Hey, there we go.
Martha.
I'm not feeding this.
There we go. Welcome to our side. I'm glad you agree with us. I know CW known for his drama with man. The Flash crossover had all the tea being spilled all over the place in that episode, which brings me to my concern with all my superhero shows right now after the crossover. Who's the big bad? Supergirl's Luthor's mama is locked up, and Henshaw's in the win, which means Catamus is done. I don't agree with that.
No, they're not. Because Jeremiah is still there cooking up stuff.
Right. So are the Dexamite
like Hydra.
Right. So are the Dexamite looking for Mon-El, the big bad, or something else coming down the pipeline? I mean, there's probably that there, but I definitely think there's no way Catamus is done. Like, right.
Plus, the incoming folks said they were looking for Mon-El.
Yeah. So yeah. The Flash. Are you guys right? Is Barry really the villain of the show now that everyone knows about the recording? When I say Barry's the real villain, I don't mean he's actually the villain of the big bad. Could Killer Frost or even Wally turn evil? Wally turning evil is an interesting one. Killer Frost definitely does because remember, Savitar's seeing the future, so she goes and does something. So we are not done with Caitlin and Killer Frost, and we'll see what happens there. Because it feels like Alchemy and the Robot Speedster storyline is getting wrapped up pretty soon. I do not agree with that one.
This ain't Marvel.
Yeah.
They're not going to get way halfway done and then do something else.
Yeah, clearly they are not the overarching big bad for the season. I think Savitar definitely is.
Yeah.
And something going on with there. Legends really have not had a big bad, but Stein having a daughter feels like it's really important beyond the fact that the timeline has changed. Oh no, Thawne is the big bad and the Legion. Because now Thawne and remember last time we saw the Legion of Thawne, he hooked up with Damien Dark and now is taking Damien Dark through the timeline with himself. So now there's two of them. So yeah, that's the big bad for Legends. And I think there's something Justin touched on this episode that Legends does really good now with team ups. You're going to see team versus team, I think, when it comes to Legend at some point because they're going to get some other bad folks. So, but Thawne is definitely to me the big bad. And Legends, he killed Rex Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
So,
again, apparently,
yeah. Arrow still unsure about this show, but all caught up after the crossover. Like the direction they are going, but again, it doesn't feel like this show, like all the others, have a real season long big bad. Tommy,
are we watching the shows?
Yeah, come on, yeah, Tommy.
Are we watching the shows?
Tommy, yeah, that's Prometheus. And then here's the thing. So here's the interesting thing about each of these. You got to remember, and I think this is something, again, CW has quietly done. Each of these has done a really good job, and maybe not Supergirl because you have Catamus. Well, actually, no, with Catamus because you have Cyborg Superman. They've done a good job of giving you an overall big bad with other smaller villains that are still directly tied to the big bad. So Supergirl, you have Catamus, and then you have Henshaw as the henchman, if you will. Flash, you have Savitar the big bad with Dr. Alchemy underneath him, and then with a bunch of other smaller villains directly tied to Alchemy and Savitar. Arrow, you have Prometheus, but then you also have
Vigilante.
Vigilante, who's kind of in between, but Artemis.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
So you have that, and then Legends, you're gonna have Thawne, you have Damien Dark, and we still get Captain Cold at some point. We might get Vandal Savage. Like we're gonna get the Legion of them together. So I think what they've done this season on all these shows is you're gonna get that big season long bad guy who's there, but they're gonna have a lot of directly tied other villains directly tied to him. For me, for the Flash, it all leads to them getting the Rogues, which needs to happen. Yeah. I can't wait for that shit to happen, and it's going to be awesome. But that's where I feel like with the big badge on those. So I think we do have big badge for all, a season-long badge for them. As the doctor suggested, it's not like Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., where Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. will give you a fake out, will give you several different fake outs, and you won't really know what it is. These shows, I think we have really well defined who the big bads are, and we know where they're going to go with that. And, yeah, I'm there. So, anybody got anything else to say? We got our really long review here with this, but I think it was worth it.
I'm looking at my notes. Iris and Ollie forever. Right, I'm writing my fan fiction tonight.
No, God, Jesus, no.
I'm telling you, I'm writing my Iris, Oliver, and also Sarah Supergirl fan fiction tonight. Just so you know, it's happening.
I need more of this. I don't know. I just need them training together. I love their training montage. I love it.
I'm so excited for the next 2 episodes, for real. Like, honestly, I think everybody brought there's also something I think about these casts where they want to impress each other. So I feel like everybody's bringing their A game to these episodes. So I'm excited to see what the next 2 episodes have.
Like I said, I'm just glad that Supergirl is on a network that pulled that weight off of those actors' shoulders, because you just see them having fun. Like like you said, they're bringing their A game. They are acting their asses off, but you can also tell they are having fun with what they're doing. And that was kind of missing last season. So it's just nice to see. And they just have a great relationship, interactional chemistry with each other. I was worried bringing them all together, some might fall flat, and it didn't. Not a one.
I just like the fact that they actually give a shit. That CW cares, and we know that. Yeah, I love that. So, yeah. I love that. I love that CW cares, and that she can, not only can she fly, but she has super speed, and yes, more of it. So, all right, Dpalm, you got anything?
Nope. This is a lot of fun though.
Yep.
Can't wait for them to start singing, Kriss.
And I will not be here for that. I will not be there.
Tell you,
No, I'm sorry. I meant the shows, not y'all. That's a syntax error.
I will be sitting off grumpily on the side.
Once you hear Jesse L. Martin with them pipes, the silver
singing
pipes.
Joe West, Kriss.
You heard Victor Garber. You heard Victor Garber.
They know, Kriss. They know.
I'm dead inside.
We know.
Melissa has a beautiful voice. Grant has a beautiful voice.
Grant and Jesse can tap dance. We're getting a tapping number, you guys. I'm telling you.
So we'll have Shannon and the doctor back when the music episode comes on, because Kriss will be sitting over in the corner pounding. No, just kidding. You guys will be joining us on Sunday to recap the rest of the 4-episode crossover, and then I think the week after that is are those the last episodes before the fall finale, or do we have a couple more? I know Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes in, drops.
Winter finale is next week.
Next week for those? Okay. So, yeah. So, again, Shannon and the doctor, thank you guys very much for joining us on this, and we'll talk to you guys again on Sunday for Arrow and Legends. So, everybody, again, remember, leave us a 5-star review, and we'll read them on air. And remember, search for Super Tuesday Recap on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. And until next time, we are out of here. Peace.